Once again, I'd like to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video.
Well, good morning everybody, and welcome to a belated video. It's been a while since I've made a video. To be honest, I haven't been that inspired lately. If you watch the pubcast, you may have heard me say that I haven't been that inspired lately, and it usually happens at least once a year where I go through this phase where I just don't feel like doing photography anymore. Sometimes I think it's really important to take a break, and it doesn't really bother me. It's just that since I do it for a living and I need to make videos, it's a bit hard to do when you're not that inspired to get outside. But on the island here, we have clear blue skies, frosty for the next few days. So I thought I'd try and get out at least early in the morning and take some photographs. So I've come up to a local mountain that I've been to and made videos of quite a few times now, a little mountain, and I'm just photographing the Arbutus, and the light is just beautiful this morning. Obviously the light is not going to last that long because we have clear blue skies above me, but the light that we do have right now is just gorgeous. And actually there's a few clouds to the east, so that's helping a bit as well. So that's prolonging the life of this really great light. So right now I'm just concentrating on these three Arbutus trees here with a light on them, and the background is relatively not too busy, so they stand out quite nicely. So it's a good start to the day. Hopefully we'll get one or two other shots, and if we have time, or the video is not that long, then I'll show you how I edit these. So yeah, nice start to the day. Okay, the light does seem to be changing very, very quickly. It's getting a bit harsh. And of course it would look great if there was a bit more atmosphere in here, but that's just not going to happen today. But that's fine. Originally I was going to go with a 4x3 or a 4x5, but I've decided to go with my standby, which is a 65x24. The reason being is that even though the top bit looks lovely with the light, it is very, very busy, and it's a busy scene anyway, so I'm going to try and cut down on that complexity and just narrow it down to a pano. I do love these trees, they are beautiful. I've also put on a case polarizer because that does cut down on some of the glare on some of the leaves, so hopefully that will also cut down on the busyness a little bit as well.
Thank you once again to Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video. Are you ready to take your online presence to the next level? Meet Design Intelligence by Squarespace, a fusion of world-class design and AI technology that unlocks your creative potential like never before. Build a stunning, personalized website that's as unique as you are and stands out from the crowd. With Squarespace Payments, managing transactions is easier than ever. Get started in just a few clicks and let your customers pay their way, whether it's Apple Pay, Afterpay, or more. Need to invoice clients? Squarespace has you covered. simplify your workflow, and focus on growing your business. If you're interested in building an awesome website, why not head on over to squarespace.com and give it a try. And if you like what you find, use the code AdamGibbs for 10% off your first purchase.
Well, good morning, everybody. What a gorgeous morning. There's a few seal. Probably can't see it on that camera. Maybe you can. There's a seal right there. See a lot of California seal swimming in front of us here. The sun is coming up over here, but there's low clouds. I mean, the clouds look beautiful, but pointing my camera that way, there's a lot of houses and such. So I was hoping that we'd get some sun come up and then skim the rocks here. I mean, it still could happen, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen. It's nice to have a bit of sun on the foreground just to lift it a bit and give it a bit more dimension. So what I'm doing here is there's an island out here, and for the life of me I can't remember the name of the island. Every time I come out here I thought I should really remember the name of that island, and of course I can't remember it. I guess I should look on my phone. So this is an island out here, and that always seems to be not really a center of interest, but it seems to be a landmark that I include quite a bit in my photographs from this coastline. There's a really nice little pool here, or a tiny little, I was going to say bay, but it's not really a bay. It's just a little indent in the coastline here, and I quite like that. So I have that as a center of interest, and then of course these rock formations in the foreground. I have it as a pano. Oh, here we have a bit of sun. I don't know if it's lining up the foreground though. I guess I'll take a shot and I mean, it might be lighting up my face a bit. Oh, here we go. So I'm using a Case ND 10 stop. And the reason why I'm dragging out the shutter is just to get rid of some of the textures in the water. I just find it just simplifies things. If you have a lot of ripples in that, then it just adds a bit more confusion to the photograph. So I'm trying to simplify it as much as possible. I think, yeah, we are getting a little bit of light, but the rocks aren't really lighting up that much. I've found this to be a bit of a problem here, that the rocks are so dark that they just kind of absorb any kind of light that's on them, so they don't really stand out that much. Okay, there is a bit of light. So there were some clouds above, but they've dissipated. Oh, there we go. There's some nice sun. Oh, that feels really good. All right. Well, we'll see what this looks like. It's f13, 60 seconds, ISO 100, and that's on the 20 to 35 millimeter lens, and I've got it racked out to 25 millimeters. So, let's see what it looks like. some of you may have noticed, if you have eagle eyes, that I have a new tripod head. I really love the geared heads, and my usual head is the Arbutus Cube, which I really love. But FLM have just come out with this geared head, which is kind of similar, but actually there's a few things on this that are quite different. First of all, the size and the weight, which I really love. It doesn't have as many knobs. Like the Arbutus has knobs on both sides for tilt, shift and all that kind of stuff. This just has one, just to cut down on the weight. I've had it for a couple of months now, but the last couple of days have been the first opportunity I've had to use it. So I can't really give you my full kind of review of it, because it's new, and obviously when you first buy stuff new, it always works great. So I'll be using it quite a lot, and we'll see how it goes. But so far, it's yeah, I really like it. Especially the weight, that is a huge bonus. I have been putting a soft padded case over the top, because the Arbutus Cube that I have is somewhat fragile. They're not really meant for field use, I don't think. I think they're more for studio use, so they can get dinged and bent up pretty quickly. So I'm going to try and look after this one the best I can. But anyway, if you have any questions about it, I mean, I like I said, I haven't used it that much. I can't really comment too much on it, but so far so good. This is quite cool. It's funny how frost really emphasizes details. I think if there wasn't any frost, then I probably wouldn't photograph this, but because it has that, I think it adds contrast. It adds contrast to all the little tiny details. Yeah, I really love it. No, there's no light on this, so it's going to be quite blue, because it's just ambient light reflecting from the sky, blue sky, so you get that blue cast to it. So I'll probably have to warm it up ever so slightly. It's nice to have a bit of blue in there because it emphasizes the cold, but sometimes things can look too blue. Sun just feels absolutely wonderful. It's really nice to have these sunny days in the winter. It's a bit frosty this morning, but as the sun comes up, it's actually quite nice. Thank you ever so much for watching this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give us the thumbs up. It was a bit of a hodgepodge, but like I said, I haven't been out for a while, so it's taken me a while to get back into the swing of things. Before I leave you, I do have a few announcements that you might be interested in. I have listed a whole bunch of workshops on my website. Now, a lot of them have filled up already, but we do have a waiting list for those. I have a number of Canadian Rockies workshops that are all full, but I've just listed a couple more for next winter 2026. So if you're interested in visiting the Canadian Rockies in the winter, be sure to head on over to my website. I think they're already half full, so don't think about it too long, because they do tend to fill up quite fast. I also have some workshops with Paul Thompson in Scotland. There's spaces available on those as well. And lastly, if you'd like to support my channel in other ways, the best way to support my channel is give us the old thumbs up. That really helps a lot. If you'd like to support it a little bit more, then why not head on over to my website, where I have my new book, Land and Light. It seems to be getting some really great reviews, so thank you everybody who have already purchased a copy. I really appreciate it.